Hi everyone, Coach Sullivan here again with MGS Coaching Football. To my subscribers, say thank you, and to those who haven't yet, I really hope you do. Just completed my 38th year, and I was the defensive coordinator, but over that span, I've been an offensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, longtime head coach, and all of this at both the collegiate and high school levels. In this presentation, I want to talk to you about one of our field boundary blitz concepts. That's a combo that we call field or Baltimore. Okay. So what I want to go over with you here, and this is versus two wide receivers, both 10 and 11 personnel. It's good versus all personnel groups. Ball on the hash only. And over here, in addition, the key terms that I will then bring to life over here in the diagrams. All right. So first, ball on the hash. Why ball on the hash, right? Well, it's a definitive landmark, number one, right? Very, very tangible, but it's a field boundary blitz concept. Every offense I've ever gone against has a field and a boundary concept by personnel groups. So that means that the ball's on the hash. And more than a lot of coaches realize, unless you pay a great deal of attention to it, the ball's on the hash, hence field boundary tendency. So the reason it's on the hash is because of the field boundary tendencies, and it's the definitive landmark. Okay? I mean, that's it. Boom, done. I know other teams may not do it that way, but that's why we have a completely separate field boundary blitz concept predicated starting with balls on the hash. All right? So the second thing is field, right? It's a combo blitz. So we're going to combine a blitz from the field with a blitz in the boundary. And so because of that, and the call is the field side, I use the same name field for the combo blitz. Okay? It's field boundary concept, and when it's called field, it's because we got a combo, so something's coming from both the field and the boundary, as you'll see, for that reason. Plus, it begins with F, obviously, right? And Baltimore is the same, begins with B because it's coming from the boundary. Okay? So, second, when it's two wide receivers, it's going to be the outside linebackers executing the blitz. Okay, that's the rule for all of our field boundary blitz concepts, which, by the way, are predicated on we have one for plug family, we have one for go, we have now the combo, and we also have one for the dog. So, no subscribers, you're going to have to push the button to see any and all of them. So, a combo combines a go with a plug from opposite sides. So, we're going to combine two families and hence create the new combo family. Right, so we introduce all of our plugs and our goes before we combine them to answer that question. Okay, so the lucky Ringo is to the go blitz side. So in a field boundary concept, when I say we're coming from the field, that's going to be the go blitz side. When I say it's coming from the boundary, that's going to be the go blitz side. All right. And again, that's going to be the outside linebacker, and the plug opposite from the opposite sides, the first inside linebacker. So in 3-4, it might seem overly simplistic, but we take nothing for granted. Okay? So the Baltimore is the same combo blitz, but now it's from the boundary. Okay? And versus two wide receivers, the beautiful thing is it's the outside linebacker on that side. Okay, so any questions relative to 3x1, please email me at coachmjsullivan@gmail.com. That's both subscribers and non-subscribers. And I'm also going to show you how we can add a stick tag as well as an X tag. Very, very simply. Okay, so now I'm going to take these terms and bring them to life over here. So up top, ball's on the left hash. On the bottom, ball's on the same left hash. Up top, it's going to be coming from the field. On the bottom, it's going to be coming from the boundary. When I say that now, because it's a combo, field Baltimore, the go is coming from the field. The go is coming from the boundary with the plug opposite. So here we go. I'm going to do all the diagramming with red for your head, right? Rhymes. So I just tell the kids, okay, because my spotter's saying, Coach, ball's on near hash, or it says far hash. I know it's on the hash. Okay, and I'm being, if I don't know already, but I have somebody giving me the distance, the personnel, and that's how we base, right, field boundary game plan. So I just tell the kid, all right, we're coming from the field, and then using our board here, point to Willie McGinnis. You're from New England. He's a 4-down defender. He was on the field all the time. So that makes a lot of sense to us. Okay? Boom. Kids know it's the field. I clap. They turn and look. So this is a regular tempo, whether it's huddle or no huddle. If it's no huddle, they all look at their sideline anyway, right? So it's regular tempo. So they screamed Ringo. Now they know that it's field. Hopefully the backer is screaming Buffalo because he's into the boundary. Hopefully, right? They come out. We see we have 2 wide receivers. The code name for Ringo in this case is, for the Rover in this case is Reno. See, we're looking at a 10 personnel gun Detroit pistol. And the reason I put even up there, not subscribers, it affects how our inside and outside linebackers line up. Okay, and so purposely I want you to see the Rover execute it, and then down here the dime execute it. Okay, so the Rover knows 2 wide receivers. He's going. He screams Reno, and that's it. Boom, done. The safeties are screaming trio because that impacts the entire coverage, including inside and outside linebackers. Ringo means Roger now that it's trio. So all these calls are made before the ball is snapped. The beautiful thing here when it comes to the Rover and outside linebacker is there's no pre-snap movement. They blitz from where they are. So in this case, detached, as they will be versus 2 wide receivers, they're just going to blitz from there. Okay, so to answer this question, non-subscribers, in our base, which this is base rules, we got 2 high safeties. He is 5 yards from the tackle. So he can get there from 5 yards away. Okay? So what this is, a go equals C crash. Okay, it's a C crash. So the aiming point non-subscribers is the butt of the tackle. So the ball snapped, and he'll never be offsides. He'll never get caught in a freeze count because he's looking at the football, and he's moved. His get off is predicated on the football. Okay, ball snapped. That's where he's blitzing. So because it's a C crash, he is what we call a spill and bend blitzer. Spill and bend. Play's coming to him, he spills it. Play's going away, he bends and chases. Bend, backside. It means you're on the backside. Bend, okay? So we never ask him to get the boot as well. You can't do that to a player. You can't say, all right, now you got to get the boot. Right? You can't do that to your players. So somebody else behind him gets the boot, quarterback boot, not the C crash. And so that's all taught and built in and repped and practiced. Okay, again, not subscribers, even subscribers, other playlists. Okay? So before I get into anybody else, the nose, who is right over the football, he's right on the wall, we make him a part of the go side. And we'll do that, as you'll see, because it'll make sure that he's never in conflict. By following the go side rules, he's also following the plug side rules. Wah! Okay, watch how this plays out. Okay, so on a go, right, a combo. This is a straight combo. Field. DN call side. Slants B, nose slants A to the call. So, right, Buffalo. Right? Plug opposite. First inside linebacker opposite, right? So see how we're taking care of all this now. He plugs the A gap. He's already a B gap defender, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay? What this is, if we didn't call a go, that's what we call a bill, backer in the A gap, and that's what the nose does, A away. Whoa! So as you'll see, by making the nose a part of the rules on the go side, the nose is doing the same thing that they would be doing on the plug opposite. So the nose is not in conflict, always right, and boy, they love to hear that. Okay, as far as the coverage is concerned, on the snap of the ball, okay, the safety who's hot on 2 here screws down. He's got sky, since this is a spill to him, so he's reading surface first on the run, making sure he has force. If it's pass, he now locks in his hot on 2. So everybody else, you see hot 1, hot 2, hot 1, not subscribers, push the button. They're playing zone blitz coverage. They're reading surface first. If it's run, it gives us better run support. If it's pass, then they lock in on hot on their receivers. So that's all I'm going to say. Roger, right? If it's Ringo, safety spinning in the direction, middle third rotates to the middle. So the safety spin in the direction of the blitz. Okay? So that is how the straight combo works, right? Makes sense? So I'm not going to get into the same type of detail down here because I won't need to. So now we want to take a look at the stick. Beautiful thing is here, and all of this, nothing changes. What changes in the stick? DN call side. So now I'm down here. DN call side. Sticks A, which bumps nose A away, which bumps the plug to a B, which now bumps the defensive end to a C. That's the only difference. And so that's what the nose does if it were a go stick. This is what the nose does if we call the bob, which is backer and B gap, and that's what the defensive end does. So see, the nose is right on both. Wow, but you got to make sure you explain all that and teach it to the players. Don't assume they're going to connect the dots, okay? And so then the next one, the X, defensive end call side, slant B. The X is a part of the go, so the nose slants A away because the inside linebacker is now plugging opposite A. Okay? And that is a Baxter, and that's what the nose does, and that's what the nose does in an X, and we make the X a part of the go side. Nice! Okay? And as I said, nothing else changed. Nothing. So if we want to have a field stick, I signal stick and clap. We want to go field X. Whoever it is signaling this, I signal the X and clap, and that's it. That's all there is to it. And it stays consistent for all games, whether it's 10, 11, however many games we end up playing. That's it. That's consistent. Then I have to decide based upon the opponent's field tendencies versus personnel, in this case 10, which of the field blitzes we should be running. Okay? So now down here, Baltimore. Right? We're going to go through the whole gamut again, but now just specific to Baltimore. So Baltimore, before I go over anything here, okay, the Ravens. Baltimore, the Ravens, right, begins with B. So again, the beautiful part is 2 wide receiver rule, it's going to be the outside linebacker. So this one down here is versus 11 personnel, so 11 gun Dallas pistol. This is what we also call a fib, formation into boundary, because this is a Liz. Up here, this was a rip. Sorry I didn't go over that with you early, but non-subscribers, got to push the button anyway. So now, because the dime versus 11, who goes to the lizard rip, you're welcome, non-subscribers, he's screaming, okay? First of all, we signaled it to him, so now they've been screaming lucky, okay? Which is going to be followed up with a Louis because Daytona, outside linebackers blitzing, all right? Excuse me. So now we're calling a straight. Baltimore. Lucky Daytona, same thing. He doesn't have to move until the ball snapped. So he'll never be offside. Ball snapped. C crash, he's still the spill and bend. Slant B, slant A. Now it's a Michigan. Right? It's Michigan. So when I signaled we were coming into the boundary and then they knew minimum that it was going to be the Baltimore, he should have been screaming Michigan. And the more experienced and practice they get, they will. Ball snapped. He's plugging A. He still has the B gap. And remember, we got all the guys who are hot, okay, including he's got running back. So over here right now, the whip, hot on 2, also Sky because he's spilling bend on the snap, screwing down, reading surface. So if it's run, he'll get the force. If it's pass, he's hot on 2. Remember, all the defenders are reading surface first, better run support. Okay? And then also on the snap, so the safeties are spinning together, he's rotating middle. So now we go stick tag. Defense man call side sticks A, knows A away, which bumps the plug to B, which bumps the defensive end to C. So that's a go stick. That's a Monty, Mike, and B gap. Again, the nose is right. Nose loves it. And then last and certainly not least, the X. Right? Defensive all end call side back to slant and B. Nose slants A away. Mike blitzes plugs opposite A. That's a go with the X, and that's the max. And that's what the nose does on both. There it is. Simple. Again, everybody else, nothing changed. Okay? So 2 wide receiver rule. It's outside linebacker, whether it's field to boundary. Same rules apply when it's field Baltimore, meaning the combo rules. Combo with a stick, combo with an X. So whether it's field or Baltimore, our players know because we give them the definitive landmark with the balls on the hash, and in the game plan, they know what the field tendencies are. In this case, for 10, boundary tendencies are, in this case, for 11. Right? So again, to my subscribers, I thank you. To non-subscribers, I hope I made the point. To everyone, please reach out to me at coachmjsullivan@gmail.com, including running this versus 3x1, etc. What happens if we're in base, which means overhang. We've got the built-in adjustments for you. And because this is starting to happen more, I'm learning a lot more. I hope the people on the other side of the screen are too. So let's get together.